Well, much activity outside the Sarah Baartman Hall at the University of Cape Town ahead of Professor P.L.O. Lumumba's public lecture on the EFF's first decade of existence. This forms part of the party's 10th birthday celebrations. Athi Mtongana standing by live for you. Athi, good afternoon to you. There's huge controversy over this because of Lumumba's comments about gay and lesbian people. What's happening there now?
Certainly, Stephen, you can imagine the controversy that will surround the lecture that will take place here at the University of Cape Town, given the remarks and the stance of the professor that will be delivering the lecture ahead, of course, of the 10th anniversary of the economic freedom fighters. I just want to move out of shot and show you that there is indeed a number of demonstrations taking place here, Stephen. So you have members of the economic freedom fighters, particularly the student command, that have come out ahead of the lecture. They are obviously demonstrating right alongside some SASCO members as well as Democratic Alliance members and some of the Action SA members. All of them, of course, are students at the University of Cape Town. Right across, of course, are those who speak for the rights of gay people, and they are obviously against the very person who will be delivering this particular lecture here at the University of Cape Town. There have been a few clashes, but not majorly, Stephen, because you can imagine most of what they're doing outside here is to chant songs, liberation songs, and of course the spirit of those who are for the economic freedom fighters is a spirit that is in celebration of their up-and-coming 10th birthday celebration at F&B Stadium, while on the other hand you have those who are obviously vehemently against the controversial professor for the remarks and the stance that he has taken against the LGBTQI community. Now, I'm just going to move with my colleague and just see if we can get Veronica Mente, who is, of course, the Economic Freedom Fighters chairperson. I don't know if my colleague is going to be able to go across some of the barricades that have been put here by the organizers. Of course, they're trying to ensure that they do not disrupt the activity that will take place here. So let me just move quickly. Mamu Mente, thank you so much for your time on Newsroom. There is controversy around the professor and the stance that he has taken insofar as the rights of the LGBTQI. And as you can see right there, members of that community who are obviously here to express their feelings insofar as their rights.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us at now. Firstly, we are not responsible for what Professor does in his personal capacity as an organization. We don't have any controversy as an organization. We are continuing with our 10th anniversary build-up programs, and Western Cape today in the UCT premises, we are hosting a lecture in the life and times of the EFF for the past 10 years. And that we are doing in the Pan-Africanist way through Professor Lumumba, who is not the first time to be addressing programs of the EFF. During COVID, we have a book club where we were dealing with different subjects, and those subjects, one of them was dealt with by Professor Lumumba. So it's not the first time he is dealing with the issues and on behalf of the EFF as a Pan-Africanist and the advocate for one Africa and one voice. He is here now once more to deal with the lecture and give people the information they require.
Professor Lumumba has recently come under fire, as I said. Was there any consideration following the reaction of the LGBTQI community on his stance and the rights of that community? Were there any considerations on continuing then to have him speak at EFF events?
You know, I think we should ask a question of where is the EFF stance when it comes to the LGBTQI community. And there we remain resolute. We protect the rights of the LGBTQI community, and we are not gods. We cannot be judging anyone, and that's what the EFF advocates for. The EFF is for the people and for the human rights, and we know LGBTQI community rights are human rights as well. So we cannot be answering on behalf of someone who says things in his personal capacity for whatever reason. We do not know why he said that. But most importantly is that it looks like South Africans have an amnesia. When Museveni came here, there wasn't even a single message. Twitter was not a buzz. Social media was not a buzz. Union buildings had no protesters outside. The airport where he landed had no protesters. Parliament did not have protesters. Why must we be the ones that must be dealing with other people's things? We have a program. We have a strategy in place. We are dealing with our issues and the issues of people. Human rights is one of them. And we cannot be now held accountable for things that we don't know.
All right, I'd love to continue the conversation. I'm running out of time. Thank you so much, Veronica Mende, the National Chairperson of the Economic Freedom Fighters, ahead of that lecture that will take place at 6 o'clock this evening.
Athi Mtongana, thank you very much indeed for that live update.